watching the brat. ChesaTheBrat, yeah. Get a subscriber tab. ChesaTheBrat. Turn around.
What's up, y'all?
Welcome back to my channel. If you're not already subscribed, girl, what are you doing?
Did they not tell you?
If you subscribe to me, you get a fatter ass, you get a bigger bank, you get that you was plotting on.
Yeah.
As you guys can see, I am in the holiday spirit. I am filming this on Christmas Eve, so you guys should be seeing this on Christmas. Knowing how, you know, I get down and knowing how things be set up for me, y'all might not be seeing this on Christmas Day or maybe not even the next day, but I know you guys will be seeing this before the year is over. So I hope you guys had a happy holidays. I hope you had a merry Christmas. I hope that everybody who is going through any type of loss, that's just dealing with anything that has their heart a little heavier this year, or if it's always that way for you on the holidays, just know that I have you in my thoughts. You are loved. For those of you guys who always have a holly jolly Christmas, I am happy for you, girl, but just keep in mind that not everybody has the same privileges as you, so try to spread some love and joy to others as much as you can. I'm gonna look at my phone because I need to let you guys know who I'm shouting out in this video. This might be the last time I'm doing subscriber, actually no, since I'm saying it on here, I'm gonna do subscriber promos one more time, I think. So if you want one, make sure, if you have a small business, if you have a, you know, like a small YouTube channel, or if you do hair, it doesn't matter. You could literally be doing anything. You could just want me to promote your page so you can get more followers. It really doesn't matter. DM me on Instagram at ChesaLaMorena. Make sure to title it like promo or something so I know what you're talking about. And yeah, also I do still do loyalty tests. If you know, you know, so you can also DM me the same thing, or you can email me the email that's in the description box. I definitely check my email and my DMs every day. I'm gonna be shouting out my girl again. You guys probably remember when I put her ad on the screen before, but I'm gonna be doing it again. The Day Chronicles. Go subscribe to her YouTube channel. Baddies supporting baddies. Definitely go, like, she's waiting to get to a certain subscriber goal before she drops her first video. I seen somebody be like, girl, you know you dead wrong for giving us channels that don't have no videos. Baby, some people be waiting for there to be an incentive, like, you know, there to be a following of at least 100 or something before they want to post their first video. It's just up to people's prerogative at the end of the day. Go subscribe to Iman. I'm gonna put her YouTube channel right here on the screen as well. Go subscribe to her, show some love and support, tell her that Chesa sent you. Go subscribe to Glock Shawty or Princess Lashaya. I'm gonna put her ad on the screen as well. She does story time, so y'all definitely know that y'all are gonna enjoy that. Go subscribe to her, let her know that Chesa sent you. Next, you guys, if you guys are interested in puppies, you guys know that I prefer to adopt at a shelter and things like that, but when it comes to certain animals, like if you have a dream pet or something like that, sometimes it's harder to find them in shelters. I do understand adopting and not buying, but at the same time, if you are buying, make sure you are buying from a safe, quality, reputable breeder that follows, you know, what they should be doing as breeders. And before I ever promote something on here, I do my homework, okay? It's not always the case that when somebody is breeding, they're doing it unethically. This page I'm about to put up is dedicated to breeding and selling each puppy in a raised and loving home environment, ensuring they receive the best care and attention. They come with a health certificate, first round of shots, 1 month of pet insurance, and a puppy kit. If you're interested, tap in with her and tell her Chesa sent you. Y'all are probably thinking like, oh, this must be from when Chesa was still in college, because I did tell y'all in that video, I don't know if it was the last one, but I did tell y'all in that story time, like, oh, y'all, trust, I got more stories from when I was in college. I had a few more stories left to tell you guys from where I was still in that apartment before I ended up fully moving out. And this happens to be one of those stories.
Yes.
If you guys thought that I already told y'all the worst of the stories from when I was living there, baby, absolutely not. I timed this very strategically, okay? There are a lot of story times coming that y'all are gonna be like gagged, and I'm not playing with y'all. Y'all already know that for the new people, I do give like backstory and background, especially if it's like involving a story time that I already did tell, because obviously you guys are not all familiar with everything that I've told you guys about. Like, y'all are not all caught up to speed. However, I don't make these videos for no reason, so I'm not gonna give y'all, like how I did in the last video, I'm not gonna give y'all basically a whole nother story time within a story time of what happened with the roommate and like the whole situation when I was in college, because again, I made that video for a reason. Go watch it. It's very juicy and it's more detailed, but I am gonna give you guys like a sped up, watered down, to the point version of what happened, just so you guys can like, so it can make sense. In case you don't want to go back and watch that whole video just to watch this one, you don't have to do that. It's gonna make sense because I'm gonna give you guys a little rundown. But for those who watched the last video, you don't have to skip this because it's not gonna be long, I promise you. Long story short, I ended up going to college with my bestie at the time. We're still friends to this day, and we ended up deciding to go to a community college. We didn't want to go to a big university. We did not want to be walking around with the same people that we were walking the halls with in high school. We didn't care for all that. We didn't want to be in super debt squared. We ended up having a community college that did not offer student housing, so we had to get an apartment. We got an apartment. We were originally going to get a 2-bedroom apartment, but we ended up getting a 3-bedroom apartment instead of the 2 because this girl from our school that we were just mutuals with, we weren't close with her or anything, she was just basically begging us to get a 3-bedroom and for all of our parents to split it 3 ways for the first semester. She ended up being a weirdo. She ended up putting a camera in my room. She ended up talking about me on my own laptop that I allowed her to use. She was weird with boys, and she was wearing my undergarments. Yes, so we basically ended up telling her that she could either run it or she could move out by the next day. Well, I really said tonight, but realistically by the next morning. And when we woke up, she was gone, and we ended up eventually downgrading to a 2-bedroom, but there was some time before we ended up being able to do that, like mid-lease or whatever. So now the end, like this current story time that I'm doing right now, the whole big situation that is in the title, obviously that is time in the timeline that is after this situation with the roommate. So I just want you guys to keep that in mind. So for this current story time, by the way, this girl is not related to the roommate, not related to Ella, who was my bestie at the time. This is a completely different girl, and I'm gonna make this all make sense. So we're gonna give this girl a name, and I want to give her, like, for a lot of the video, like while I develop like the story for y'all are gonna on one hand be like, she's not really wrong, Chesa, like you got to give her grace with that. And trust me, I know y'all are gonna hear me, just trust me. So I don't want to give her too horrible of a name. Like I'm not gonna give her a name like Gremlin or Troll or nothing like that. I'm going to give her the name Puppet.
We're gonna name her Puppet.
And then the main girl of this story time, we're gonna name her, well, when I get to her in the story, I'll give her a name. Puppet is not a girl that went to high school with us, nor was she a girl that went to our college. This is a girl I met when I was living in that city where my college was. And I met her before I even moved into the apartment with Ella. So I met her earlier in the timeline. So we're gonna go backwards right now. I was staying at my mama's house in the city where we were gonna go to school and get that apartment and all that, but I met her like before all of that even started. So by the time that situation actually did start, me and that girl were friends of almost a year, I want to say. Y'all are gonna be like, what the fuck? Like this is probably the most wholesome friendship at the start that y'all probably ever heard me talk about, because obviously like it's not the most wholesome friendship I ever had back then or that I have now. It's just based off of the stories that I be telling y'all. Obviously these don't really be that demure, like the shit don't really be that wholesome. Otherwise, we wouldn't end up in the situations that we be in. And I know y'all are probably like,
Chesa, you get in all these fights, you gotta be the problem.
like y'all really don't know how it is to live in Atlanta. Like I really didn't stand up for myself like that until middle school, for real. So when you really just don't let people play with you like that, and like it's not that I gotta prove a point, but it's like I am forever gonna stand on my respect, and I'm always going to stand up for myself against anybody. I don't give a fuck. And sometimes you don't be fighting about the little dumb shit you're arguing about. You be fighting about respect. And I'm not ever gonna let nobody try to hold me. I'm not ever gonna let somebody be in my face and like square up or swing or use fighting words like blatantly in my face and think that I'm just gonna like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yes, I'm starting now that I'm getting older, y'all. I'm about to be 24 years old, like 24 years old. It's still a ripe age, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm still young. I'm not like, you know, I'm kicking the bucket or nothing like that. But it's like, I'm getting to that age where it's like, I'm really picking my battles at this point. Because not only can I get in trouble with the law, much worse than I could have got in trouble with the law, like in my teens and in my high school era and stuff like that with fighting. You know, you might get a slap on the wrist because you're younger and you know what I'm saying? But I'm a grown ass woman. Like, I am a grown woman. I live in my own place. I pay my own bills. I'm about to be off my mama insurance type of grown. You get what I'm saying? Like early too. Like most people have till like 25 to be off their mama insurance. I gotta be off my mama insurance by the end of this year. So I'm grown, baby. That's not to say that I'm not gonna get in the paint if I gotta get in the paint. Like y'all know that don't just come out of you. Like I'm sorry, I'll probably be 40. If somebody touches me, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you. I don't give a fuck how old I am. We can be in a nursing home and baby, you disrespect me over a game of bingo, you getting your ass beat. No shade. I might have to be put in a wheelchair after that, but baby, it's gonna get done. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna die trying. But this friendship was a really wholesome friendship. Like, let me tell y'all how I met her. So at the time, the same boo that I'm with now, I was dealing with when I was graduating high school. Like towards the end of my senior year, we got together in 2019. So just keep in mind that for this entire story time, this entire situation, we were dating. Like I was in a relationship with him, or about to be. He still had another year of high school to finish after I finished high school. Like he was a junior when I was a senior.
I guess I'm a cougar.
He's 8 months younger than me. We are born in the same year, literally. So like we're both 23 right now. He just turned 23 a couple days ago, literally. So nobody say nothing, okay? I was going back and forth between my house, like me and my nana house, and my mama house. And when I was in the city that my mama lived in, I would do a lot of things dolo, because not only did my man live in the city I went to high school in, which was like 45 minutes, maybe even 50 minutes out from the city that my mom lived in at the time, but also Ella, she wasn't living out there yet with me, obviously, because we didn't have the apartment yet. So she was also in our like home city or whatever, hometown. And so when I was home, like with my mama, I was just with my mama. And when my mama was at work, I was hanging out with me. So I remember this random day. I don't really remember what all I did in this day. I just know that I was having like a little self day, like a little self-care day or whatever. I went to Barnes and Noble. Now, I've been a bookworm since I came out the womb. Like I came out the womb reading a book and writing a reading log at this point. Like I literally used to be called bookworm by my family. I'm pretty sure my nana used to say it in Spanish. But y'all, I always loved to read. Like besides the books we had to read in class and like go home and write like a summary of, I was reading my own books on the side of that. Like literally, like reading was a hobby for me. I used to love that experience of just going to Barnes and Noble, getting a little latte or like, I don't know, like a vanilla bean frappe from the coffee shop there, and sitting with my nana in like the kids reading section, the little couch, and picking different books and like reading a whole book while I'm there, and then getting to get a new one to take home with me to read. Like that was just
chef's kiss, baby.
At this point, I was not into like the self-help books. Like y'all know the like books that you read to better your mental health and to better your wealth and to better your this and that. Like those type of books I wasn't into just yet. I knew that they existed, but I was more into like the mystery books, the horror books, the fantasy books, the spicy books. Like
yeah,
it was like a sign that told you what kind of books were over there, and I was like, oh, like the self-help books are over there, let me go look at them or whatever. So I walk over there and I'm looking, like I'm browsing over the books or whatever. I'm probably reading a money book or something. You know, I always had a money fetish, but I'm looking at the books or whatever, and all of a sudden I hear somebody start talking to me, right? So this girl, she starts talking to me and she's just like,
oh, have you read this one?
And I think it was like that orange book. Like I think it's called The Subtle Art of Not Giving Up. Yeah, I ended up like picking up that book like a year or two later. Like I have that book now, and I read a hefty amount of that book. I never finished it, but yeah, she asked me if I read the book, and again, I had not started any books like that. So I was like, no, I haven't read it. And she was like,
oh, I've been wanting to get it. I've been hearing that it's really good, but like I don't know, I just don't want to buy it. So
like it's like it was a thick book. Like it's a thick book, and she's like,
I don't want to buy it and then not be like, you know, worth it. So I just wanted to see, like, I'm sorry for bothering you.
And y'all, like I be telling y'all, I might look unapproachable. I might have a like a mean RBF and stuff like that, but as soon as somebody starts talking to me, I'm like, oh hey, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm very kind, I'm very friendly, approachable, I'm very like, as long as that's your energy. Like if your energy ain't right, baby, and I could tell your energy ain't right, then yeah, I'm gonna be giving you some whack ass energy, because that's just what it is. But if you got friendly energy and it's giving like genuine and stuff like that, then you know we could talk. So like I'm literally mayor of Yap City, like y'all know this. So I'm talking to her and she's just kind of asking me like, I'm like, girl, no, you didn't bother me, boo. Like I'm new to these books. I haven't started any. Like if you have any recs, let me know. If you got a recommendation for one of these books, let me know, because I literally couldn't tell you anything about any of them. I'm just looking at them for the first time right now. And she's just like,
oh girl, that's so, like, that's good, like that you're looking into these books. Like I probably read only one of these books,
and she like showed it to me, and she's like,
this book really gave me perspectives that I didn't have before. Like it's really helpful. Like these type of books in general are really worth it.
So like we get to talking or whatever. She's like, you're so pretty. I'm like, no, you're so pretty. And it's like, oh no, reverse card. We're giving each other compliments and stuff like that. And then we end up sitting either by the coffee shop or back by the kids. Like I still go sit over there because that's where like the comfy seating is. And y'all, we ended up like taking one of the books that we wanted. I think she took the subtle art book and I took a different one. And we just sat and we were like reading helpful quotes out of the books and like expanding on it. Like it was like giving how I was in my debate class and stuff. I'm literally a nerd. I literally love to go back and forth and debate with people. Like, yeah, I can be argumentative, but I can also debate like based off of the rules in a proper debate. Like I literally was competing in debate and was in AP debate and all of that. Like we can go fact for fact. We could go source for source in this. I'm very smart. We just were expanding on different ideologies, giving our opinions and stuff like that. And then we started talking about ourselves. Like she was telling me what she be into, I was telling her what I be into. We ended up exchanging social media, exchanging numbers. So I was like, ooh girl, like we can definitely hang out, we can go to the spots together and stuff like that. Y'all just ever met somebody and they're like a walking red flag or a walking green flag? She was a walking green flag. So I thought. Now we're just two chill girls that want to like link up, have friend dates and do, you know, normal stuff together. I don't care if you're freshly 18 or you're freshly in college. I will forever say that as an adult, it is way harder to make new friends organically than it is when you're in high school, when you're in grade school and stuff like that. Like college even, it does not matter. Yes, you can make friends a little easier in college rather than if you're an adult just in the world, but it's still harder as an adult to make new friends organically than to do it online through Instagram, even romantically. A lot of people are on dating apps nowadays. Like a lot of people are on hookup apps nowadays. Like it's really hard to just find somebody and to just vibe out in person. I was extremely happy to have met her and was extremely happy to like develop and build a friendship off of what we already kind of had. So I'm talking about, y'all know those friends where it's like y'all try new foods, y'all do actual fun things. Like it's not just getting lit. Like yeah, I could get lit with her too, but it's not just getting lit every weekend. We weren't at the age to go to the club just yet, even though like we had at that age before, but it's not something we were doing often. So before she ever came over my house or anything like that, we went on a lot of friend dates. Fast forward to one random day, we end up finding, like, I don't know if it's a food truck like event, if there was like a certain event, or if it was like a place where there were food trucks all the time, or if they came every day on Friday. Like I don't really remember what the situation was, but we found this place that had a food truck day and we wanted to go like basically taste test from all the different trucks because we were big backs and I'm still a big back now. But so we decided to meet up and we met at the food truck spot and we were just trying different food trucks. So by the time we probably got to like the third food truck, I want to say, I know that we had a taco truck. I don't know what the other ones were. I don't remember that shit. But by the time we went to like the third food truck, it was like some type of sweets, mochi, or maybe mochi donuts, or I don't know. It was some sweet. I think that we had kind of ran out of money at that point because like I said, we were young. We were both really broke. So we probably like spent the last of our money. By the time we got to the third one, we couldn't try them all because trust and believe, baby, if I had the money to try all of them would be tried. But yeah. By the time we're at the third one, we're just laughing, we're talking or whatever, and this girl starts to approach us. Mind you, she's like a masculine presenting woman. She's like a stud. I would say she's like a stud. She starts approaching us, and again, I'm crossing my fingers she's not coming to approach me because baby, I got a man. I don't need you coming over here to approach me. That's where I'm at the time. So I'm like, please let this be for my friend. Please let this be for my friend. And it was most definitely for my friend. Thank God. She approaches us and she's just like,
I didn't want to bother you ladies, but I just had to come over here and speak to you.
Like speaking to my friend, I just had to come over here and speak to you and tell you that you're so beautiful. And she was like, you are too, respectfully. You guys are beautiful and y'all's energy, y'all are laughing. I just had to come over here and talk to y'all. And she just like, thank you. I'm like, thanks or whatever. And she starts talking to my friend. She's just like, oh, how old are you or whatever, and like they're having a mini conversation, but it's not like dragged or nothing like that. And she's just like, well, I don't want to hold y'all up, let me go ahead and buy you guys a meal. I don't know if you guys ate already, if y'all want something else, but let me just buy y'all something, my treat, and then if I could get your number or whatever, I would really love that. So you know, maybe we can go out sometime and get something else to eat.
Don't ever think that, you know, you that girl, but I think that you that good comeback, you that good reading girl, but I fuck with that little thing, okay? Yeah. You're not that bitch or nothing, but you still ate that little one, thing, you ate that one thing.
Like something real smooth, real laid back approach though. Like it wasn't like in your face. It was just, it was calm and cute, and then it's like you getting the little cool points because you offering to buy us both something. Like, yeah. So she buys us, I don't remember what it was, probably a hot dog or something like that. She buys us some food, she exchanges information with my homegirl, and she goes about her business. Like we end up like going about our day, doing other stuff. I'm sure she's texting her. I'm not asking her like, oh, are you texting that girl? Like, I wasn't in her business or nothing like that. But I could tell that she was feeling her too. Like, she was an attractive stud, I'm not gonna lie. Like, she was not an ugly girl. And my dad, I could tell my friend was definitely feeling her. Like, you know them eyes, like she's over here like looking at her like she's like, oh, thank you. Like, you know, she looking at her with them eyes. A few days later, she ends up texting me and she's like, sends me a screenshot of their messages, I think. Either their messages or like their DM or something that the girl said. And she had basically asked her out on a date. So of course, I'm not no hating ass, and I got my own nigga anyway. So it's like, there's no reason for me to be hating. Even if I didn't have a man, I wouldn't be hating. Like, I know that there's girls that hate for their friend to get a man, get a boo or anything like that. Like, give your friend a hard time. Like, oh, you always with your man and stuff like that. Like, I hate when people do that shit. Like, it's one thing if you completely start neglecting your friendships because you got a nigga, and it's another thing to like be building a relationship with somebody, and that takes your quality time. Like, it takes your attention, and like it takes giving attention to a relationship to build it. Like, baby, I'm not gonna be just with you 24/7 if I am developing a relationship with somebody. You get what I'm saying? So she sends me their messages. It's some cutesy little message. She's asking her on a date, and I'm basically like, girl, you better go. Like, go on a date. And she's like, I want to go, I just don't know what I should wear. Like, I don't know if I should like say no to the date and like give it more time. Like, she's real nervous, she's like hesitant and all this. And I'm like, girl, if you feel in your gut that you should go, then I think you should go. If you want to wait, tell her you want to get to know her a little more over text before you go, if that makes you more comfortable. Like, do what makes you feel comfortable. Trust your instincts and your intuition. And she's just like, you know what, kid, I want to go on the date, I want to do it. And she basically goes on the date or whatever, and they end up hitting it off. They end up like really vibing out, and long story short, they end up getting married the next day. No, I'm just kidding, y'all. But that's how a lot of relationships in the LGBTQ community goes. Like, no shade, I'm part of the LGBTQ community, so don't even do it. Oh, what am I gonna name her? I think I'm gonna name her BS, partially for baby stud and the other half for bullshit, because she was bullshit. And y'all are gonna see why I'm saying that. Y'all are gonna understand like pretty soon what her name is, the way it is. The baby stud part, y'all might understand it. Like, typically a baby stud is somebody that's newer to the community, or like newer to that identity or whatever. Or maybe they're just like really young or whatever. I don't know like exactly. But the reason I'm calling her that is gonna be clear in the development of this situation. And I'm not dissing her or nothing like that. Like, there's nothing wrong with studs. I, again, am part of the LGBTQ community. I just happen to be with a man. I'm not talking down on her, nothing like that. I know studs that call themselves baby studs. It's just what it is. But I have a little twist on why I'm calling her that. Both of them were green flags in my opinion. So I'm like, you're a green flag and your girl's a green flag. Y'all put together is just one big ass green flag. So I'm like rooting for the relationship. I'm happy for it. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yes, I'm rooting for it. So the more she ends up dating her, the less I start to see her. Not as much as like the typical thing, like not to the point where other people might feel like, oh, you're neglecting me for your relationship. It wasn't like that. My other friends that end up meeting her, we're starting to see that their relationship is like a good addition to her life. Like, not that we're the judge of that, not that that's any of our like, that's not up to our determination, you know what I'm saying? That's her business, that her relationship at the end of the day. But you know, when you have a friend and you see their relationship dynamic in front of you, you sometimes see like red flags, or you'll see like, oh, that person's not good for them, or oh, that person's not themselves when they're around their partner. But this wasn't that situation yet. Emphasis on yet. I introduced her to my friends, she introduced me to her friends, and we would do things as girls. And we would sometimes invite her girl, because her girl is still a girl at the end of the day, and we didn't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're not pressed or nothing like that. Like, it's not like I would invite my dude, or we would invite niggas too. It was just like, you're one of the girls, if you want to come, you can come. Like, it is what it is. But now I wouldn't really do that in 2025, where it's about to be 2025. I wouldn't really do that. Like, even though you are a girl, it's a different dynamic. Like, we're the girls hanging out as friends and you're somebody's partner. So it's like it gets blurred. Like, the lines get blurred, because it's like, I don't know if I should, we don't know if we should invite you, but we don't want to make you feel excluded because you are still a girl. So it's just one of those things. But yeah, we were just vibing, including her in the things that we were doing. And that, I think, is the, I don't want to even call it a mistake though, because if it never happened, we would have never saw things for what it was. But I guess that's like the turning point in the whole situation, when we started to include her girlfriend and stuff, because seeing somebody's relationship for a few minutes or even for an hour, a couple hours or whatever, like from time to time, is very different from hanging out with that couple for long periods of time. You know what I'm saying? And often you can see somebody sometimes with their partner and think, oh my gosh, perfect relationship, oh my gosh, model relationship, my goals, I want to be like them. Just like on the internet, you see relationships on the internet whole time. It is a very dark thing behind closed doors. And trust me, I know from experience, there is no way that it's never what it seems like it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never know how a relationship truly is until you're in the relationship or until the person tells you. Let's get into a couple of the red flags before the entire situation occurs. We threw like a little get together. I don't know if it was a get together or if it was one of our mutual friends like birthday parties or something, but we ended up having like a little party, and everyone was told that they could bring like a plus one or whatever, right, including Puppet. So Puppet ended up inviting, what's her name, y'all? I'm sorry, I am like, my mind is everywhere right now. She ended up inviting BS to be her plus one to the party. And again, at this point, we don't have no issue with BS. We don't got no beef with BS. We don't think BS is BS. So we don't give a, like, everybody had to kind of say who they were bringing, because even though they said that we could bring a plus one, we had to like let them know who it was, because it was somebody's house. We're obviously drinking, like, we're not drinking heavily, but we're obviously getting a little tipsy. We're all dancing with each other, and as girls do, I mean, we were playing probably games and stuff like that, but we were twerking, like we were shaking ass, playing music, all that stuff. And y'all, it was literally nothing but girls there. Like, it wasn't like Puppet brought her girlfriend or whatever, and we also like invited niggas. Like, it wasn't even like a regular party where it was boys and girls there. It was just literally just us girls. Like, it was literally just a girls night type of thing. Like, we threw a lot of girls nights, and we like would differentiate whose house we throwing it at. And at this point yet, I still was living at my mama's house, so we didn't have any girls nights at my house or anything like that yet. So yeah, we ended up twerking, we're dancing on each other and stuff like that. And I peep BS taking Puppet like aside and keep walking aside with her and like going and having a conversation with her and stuff like that. And at first I'm thinking they're just like lovebirds, and they're like, you know, walking away from the party, because me and my man have done that multiple times. We at the club and we ducking off somewhere, we, you know what I'm saying, we going to the parking lot, you know what I'm saying, like, don't be like me. But you know, I'm just thinking like that I'm not in their business for real, y'all. Like, I'm not trying to, oh, where they going, oh, what's she talking about, oh, is she mad? Like, I'm vibing out with my homegirls. I'm not thinking nothing of it. But it wasn't until Puppet had ended up coming back from her conversation, like her last conversation with BS, and she looked just off. Like, y'all know, if y'all are really friends with somebody, you can tell when they're off, like when they're sad or upset or anything like that. And I looked at her and she just looked so upset. So I go over to her and I'm like, girl, are you cool? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, are you okay? And she's like, yes, like, I'm good. But she wasn't the type to hide none of this from me. Like, there's those friends that don't want to tell you nothing that's going on with their man because they think you're gonna judge them or anything like that. But my friends all know that I am the least judgmental person. However, I mean, I'm gonna get to that, but just I'm gonna come back to this point that I was trying to make when I get to that part of the story. But my friends know that I'm the friend that you can tell anything. Like, you could literally tell me that you started doing, you know what I'm saying, you could literally tell me anything and I won't judge you. Like, I might tell you, like, baby, we need to do something about that, you know what I'm saying. I might have some constructive criticism, I might have some proactive plan that I put in place so that we can do better. But I'm not judging you. I'm not, you know what I'm saying, I'm not nobody to put to look down on you and point my finger at you. Like, who am I to do that? You know what I'm saying? So she's like, I'm gonna tell you later or whatever. So the party goes on, and you know what I'm saying, she like keeps feeling some type of way, and I could tell. And then, y'all, before she even ends up being able to tell me later, BS ends up saying something. And she said something like when we were all dancing with each other, I think Puppet was either twerking on me or I was twerking on her, I don't really remember. But Puppet just like, and she's drunk, mind you, she like sucks her teeth, she's like,
bruh, like, do y'all gotta do that, bruh?
And we're all like, we all just kind of look like, what are you talking about? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all the girls like stopped in their tracks, and we were all just kind of looking like
what are you talking about?
And she's just like,
why y'all gotta dance on each other like that? Like, why are y'all trying to be inappropriate right in front of me?
Now, I'm chalking this up as this girl is just drunk, this is not gonna be like, you know, no constant reoccurrence or nothing like that. I'm just like, oh, this girl, she feeling her stuff, like she feeling it. And I can just see on Puppet's face that she just kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Puppet, it wasn't like she like curled up and tucked her tail or nothing like that. She would be like talking back to her, but it was just giving like, what the f are you talking about? So I, being the girl that I am, I'm like, what are you talking about being inappropriate? And she's just like,
well, Chesa, like, Puppet told me that you're part of the LGBTQ community, and like, yeah, you got a nigga, but you like girls, so y'all dancing on each other and stuff like that. It's just different. Like, it's not appropriate for y'all to be doing that. Like, it just like looks like y'all got some weird shit going on.
So I kind of look at her and I'm like, baby, how insecure do you have to be? Like, just because I am attracted to women and I have an attraction to women and I have an interest in certain women does not mean that every girl that I'm friends with, I'm going to do inappropriate stuff with. Like, yes, granted, there are friends that I have kissed and things like that, but this was not one of those friends. Like, and baby, if she is in a relationship and I am in a relationship, I'm not about to be kissing on her. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't even understand what you're saying. Like, not to, no shade to Puppet, but Puppet was not even my type. Like, same situation where I had that friend that broke my camera and all that stuff, and I fought her. Remember when I told y'all that she also was on some jealous with me? Like, all of my friends that have ever had a girlfriend, most of the time the girlfriend does end up like feeling some type of way about them being friends with me. I don't know if they're intimidated by me, because I do have masculine energy when it comes to women. Like, I'm the friend that's tricking on my friends. I'm the friend that's like making sure my friends are okay. Like, I mean, that is kind of motherly and feminine, but like, I don't know, like, I'm the one that's like really making sure my friends are straight. When we out and somebody fuck with my friends, I'm the one that's there like, bitch, what's up? Like, you know, I don't know, maybe I intimidate them. I don't really know what's going on with that. But yeah, she was just like saying that, and I kind of just clocked her tea, and I was like, baby, I am not interested in her. Like, we are just friends, and friends twerk on each other, and it's a very much ignorant double standard to have, to say that because your girl happens to be part of the community, you saying that she can't twerk on her friends when she's having a good time. Especially when you hear, like, baby, why would we invite you here and be doing some weird shit in your face if it was some weird shit? Like, no, we're just being girls twerking on each other because we're lit and we're listening to music. Like, are you cool? So she ends up like being like whatever, and like kind of trying to like laugh it off and walk away or whatever, but we could all tell she wasn't playing. And it gave, like, they had these type of conversations prior, because the way that Puppet was looking at her with disgust and like utter hatred is giving like they've been having little issues like this. So I'm like, okay. So that's the first time I noted. Mind you, I was lit this night. After the night was over, I you know, minded my business. I done probably forgot about the shit since I was lit, and I never addressed anything with Puppet this night because I wanted to, like, it wasn't my business. And again, this was the first time this ever happened, and I felt like if she wanted to have a convo about it, she would have brought it up to me. I don't know, it just wasn't deep to me in this moment. The last situation that actually did involve me is a situation where we were all hanging out again. BS was invited and we were all just hanging out. I don't know if we were at my house or not. Were we at my house? I think we were at my house at this point. This was when we were living in the apartment, so Ella, everybody was there. And this was, again, now we're at the part in the timeline where we have the 2-bedroom. Like, this is like coming up to the last situation where everything went down. At this point, both of these situations that I'm about to talk about was after the roommate horror story situation, and after we finally got approved to downgrade to a 2-bedroom unit rather than the 3-bedroom unit. We end up all just chilling at my house, and I think that, I don't know that we were having a girls' night. Like, I know the last situation was a girls' night, but I think this night we were all just chilling. Like, we were all just hanging out. I guess you can call that a girls' night too, but we were all just hanging out. I know that we had ordered like pizza and wings, and we were like watching movies. Maybe it was a movie night, I don't really know. But I remember that the girls ended up wanting to, you know, get some tree. And if you know anything about me, I don't deal with trees. The only thing that I really do is drink, and I drink from time to time. I have dabbled, like I have, it's not like I never dealt with tree before, but it's just not my preference. It's not my cup of tea, and at this point I didn't do it at all. It messes with my anxiety, and it messed with my anxiety way more back then than it does now. So I definitely wasn't messing with it. However, a lot of my homegirls definitely were, and my man was at the time too. And this particular night, my man was not there. Now, my man is not somebody, like, he wasn't the one giving out tree. Like, he wasn't the plug or nothing like that. But we would usually smoke his tree if we wanted to smoke. Like, I would let my homegirls either like just smoke what we already had at the house, or they would give him some money and he would go to his plug. Like, we're girls, I know that there are girls that go and like will pull up on somebody, pull up on a plug, but 9 times out of 10 a girl will go either with their dude or they'll go to a dude that they've been knowing since high school, like somebody that they know, like a friend, not just a random plug, you know what I'm saying? And where we were living at, like where I was living at the time wasn't near where like we went to school. Like where me and Ella went to high school at obviously was far, so we didn't know nobody out in our new area. My man didn't know nobody out in our new area besides one person. And mind y'all, my man was not there this night, so basically we didn't have none, and they wanted to go get some tree. So my dude ends up letting me know somebody that's in the area, because he gonna find somebody in every area. He ends up finding somebody in the area that he trusts, that he knows, that lives out in the same city as me, and like he been knowing him for years and stuff, and he's like, this is the person y'all can go, like and it'll be safe, like you don't have to worry about nothing if y'all go. So we end up going, and BS is there, and she's like,
y'all are just gonna go pull up on some random nigga? Like, why are y'all about to, like, am I coming with y'all?
And like, we're like, girl, if you here, why would we tell you that you can't come with us? Like, duh, you can come with us, girl. Why would we tell you you can't come with us? She starts getting to yapping, talking about,
oh, so this what y'all be doing when I'm not around? Y'all just be pulling up and going on little, like, quests, side quests, going and pulling up on niggas and stuff like that.
And we're all just kind of looking at her the same face that we looked at her the first time. We're just looking at her like, are you dumb? Like, did you not just hear the whole conversation? Like, she saw me get on the phone and be told that we can go to this person and be safe and all that, because like, why would we just be like posting like, oh, plug around this area, like going, and that's pulling up on a random nigga. This is what my nigga just said to go do. First you think she got something going on with her female friends, and now you getting mad that we're pulling up on somebody that my man knows. Like, I don't understand it. I literally don't. So we all just shut up, because one thing about it, baby, the last time, at this point, the last time I like got into it in between my friend and her nigga or anything like that, some toxic situation, I end up looking goofy as fuck. Like, a lot of will just like let you go to bat for them and let you defend them against whatever situation they got going on, and then stay in it. So I didn't have no reason to say nothing. I'm just like, we're just like looking like, are you stupid? I know she felt stupid saying that too. And like I said, what's her name? I keep forgetting what I named her. Puppet. She's just like, what are you talking about? Like, we're just going to get some tree. Why are you mad? Like, I don't understand why you're accusing me of shit. Like, do you not, like, why are you doing this in front of my friends? Like, just that type of thing. And then I'm starting to like look at my other friends that we're just looking at each other like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm starting to make a decision that I don't want to invite this bitch over my house no more whenever we're doing stuff. Like, I just don't understand why this bitch is always acting weird as fuck whenever we are hanging out with each other. Like, why does this want to keep coming around and hanging with us if she's gonna get mad about something stupid? We don't even get out the car, y'all. He comes up to the car, we do what we gotta do, and then we go back to my house. And when we get back to the house, she's still talking about it. She's like,
so y'all never been over there before? Like, this is y'all first time going over there?
And then I end up just being like, bruh, you just saw me talking on the phone with my boo. He told us to go there because he's not here. Like, why are you asking so many questions when it's obvious? Like, you heard me talking on the phone with him. Like, do you think that I conjured up a fake conversation with him so that we could do something sneakily behind your back or something? Like, what do you think this is? And she's just like,
no, I'm not saying all that. I'm just asking. Like, I don't know what y'all be doing all the time. I don't be over here all the time.
So I'm just going back and forth with her a little bit, and then I end up just being like, girl, shut up. Like, just shut up. Like, she's forgetting you're a bitch at the end of the day. Like, bitch, I can whoop you. Shut the fuck up. So we stopped talking and we proceed with the night. Everything is like, it dies down. She's not tripping no more. She always was doing that, like, high and low shit. Like, she was either tripping or she was cool as fuck. That's why I feel like we all kind of like swept it under the rug, because we weren't always thinking about it. Because it would be different if she was tripping 24/7. She really wasn't. It was just like once in a while this would be off her rocker, and then most of the time she would just be chilling. So that's that situation. It's not really no big deal situation. We haven't seen no big deal situation. But then the next situation, we end up going out one day. I think that we went to go get like oysters and drinks and stuff like that. We were just going to eat. Me, her, probably Ella, and like one other girl, or maybe it was just us. And we end up like getting margaritas or something, and we end up all talking. Mind y'all, like I said, this was the point where we were in school. We still, I don't think, were 21 yet. So we end up going to go get some food, and we end up like talking, and it's just me, Ella, Puppet, and I think probably one other girl, and we're all just talking about stuff. We're having girl talk. We're like debriefing, you know. We might just be talking about our situations with our partners and talking about what's been going on, giving each other an update and stuff like that. And then Puppet starts crying. She starts breaking down, and she ends up kind of spilling the beans and giving us the tea on the situation with her and BS. And she starts saying, like,
I know y'all noticed that BS be tripping and like the situations that be going on. Like, I know I be defending myself and stuff, but it's like, it's way deeper than rap. She be doing way more than that. Like, she's been cheating on me, and she be like trying to dictate what I do on my Instagram, and she just been real controlling lately after I caught her cheating.
And we're all just kind of looking at her like we're hearing her, because this is our friend at the end of the day. And a lot of people look down on people that stay with somebody that's cheating, but it's like, you can't really judge your friends for stuff like that. You just can't, because it's like, baby, just because I wouldn't put up with it doesn't mean I'm gonna judge you for putting up with it. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, girl, it gets to a point. You're talking about it to us now. You're bringing it to our attention, so it's given like you want to do something proactive about it, right? Like, you're not just talking about it just to talk about it, right? She's just really telling us a lot of information that she knew better than to tell us before, because that girl would not have been in my house, number one, and we wouldn't have been as supportive of her relationship with her. And that's just the real, like, yes, I'll support you as my friend, and yes, I'll, like, you know, I'll wipe your tears when you cry as many times as you need to. And I'm not necessarily the friend that'll cut you off because you're still with somebody that I don't want you with necessarily, because, you know, somebody ain't gonna leave till they ready to leave. That's just, y'all know I've been saying that. But like I said, when it starts to affect me and our friendship and how you treat me and things that you start doing in regards to me, that's when I can start getting, you know, mad, or I can start deciding if I don't want to be your friend or not. Because if it's not affecting me, then that's one thing. But if it's starting to trickle into our situation, baby, or it's starting to fuck up my own situations with myself, my relationship, my home, my safety, then that's where I draw the line. So she's just telling us everything, and we're all just being supportive. We're like, girl, well, you know, you deserve much better than that. Like, are you ready to leave, or are you just telling us because you've been holding on to it and you're not ready to leave yet? Like, whatever it is, girl, we support you, but you need to like start figuring out what you really want in a relationship, because you don't seem like you happy, basically. And she's just like, nah, like, I don't want to be with her anymore. Like, I'm telling y'all this because I don't want to be with her. And, you know, like, and there were also little situations that I didn't bring up because it wasn't like that deep, but there were situations where we would go out and she would be texting her energy would be piss poor because they're arguing about something. And like, we all went through that before. Like, I'd be somewhere arguing with my nigga over text while I'm with my girls, and they could tell I'm upset. Like, that's normal. But the like, it was like, it started to get to a point where it was every time we was going out, every time I was hanging with her, this girl was getting into it, getting on the phone, arguing with her. So she's just like, you know what, y'all, I'm just gonna stop talking to her right now. Like, I think that I'm just gonna cut it off right now. I have the confidence to do that since I'm with y'all. And she was like, it was really the cheating for me. I knew I was gonna walk away when I found that out, but I just wasn't ready yet. Like, I'm just doing the go back until I hate them type of thing. And I'm like, okay, well, if you really want to right now, I just don't want you to be making a rash decision because you with your girls and you having girl talk and you feel powerful right now because you got, you know, sisterhood in your presence, but then you gonna go home and you gonna get weak and you know what I'm saying, you gonna fold. Which, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but I was just telling her, like, it's no point in you doing that right now if you're not like strong about that decision, just to go home and like text her never mind or be back up under her. So I think that maybe right now is not the time. We can talk about it, but then I think you should go home, maybe sleep on it, and then if you still feel the same way, if you still feel like you really ready to walk away, then do that. Because I didn't want her to fake walk away and make the situation worse for herself. We don't hear from her in regards to that for a few days, y'all. So we assuming that, you know what I'm saying, she might have like got cold feet, she's not ready yet, and we already decided that we were going to leave her alone about it, because it wasn't to the point where it was like her safety was in danger or anything like that at that point. So we're not like, oh, we need to have an intervention with, like, we're gonna let her, you know, this is a grown-ass woman at the end of the day. We're gonna let her evaluate her emotions. We're gonna let her figure out her shit on her own. If she needs us, she's gonna come to us like she's been doing. So last situation before the big situation happens, we end up going somewhere. I don't remember where to save my life. It probably was like some type of arcade or bowling thing, and we're all hanging out and we're all chilling, and she ends up telling us there that she is like, she cut her off. She's like, oh, I didn't tell y'all, but I cut her off. I let her know that I don't want to mess with her no more. Like, I'm not dealing with her no more. And we're just like proud of her. We're like, okay, girl. Like, and how did she take it? She was like, oh, she said that she understood, like she respected it. She tried to like change my mind initially, but after the conversation and me telling her that's not what I want, she like agreed to leave me alone basically. And she doesn't seem like sad about it, but like maybe she really was waiting until she got over it before she finally did it. Like, I know a lot of women do that. So I'm like, all right, like, I mean, it's better that you're not sad, but if you end up sad, that we'll be here for you. It's like one of those things. So we're like, all right. And then we keep like going on about our night. We're bowling and stuff like that, and lo and behold, who do y'all think ends up popping up where we're at? BS. So we're all looking confused because we didn't post that we were at the bowling alley. We didn't post the location, nothing like that. So we're looking at her like, how did she get here? You told her we were here. Like, what's going on here? And she's like, no, I didn't tell her nothing. And she's like, oh, she must still have my location. Like, I must still have my location shared with her. That's probably how she got here. So the girl ends up coming, and she ends up like, she's not coming on negative energy. She's coming on some like regular, they're booed up type of shit. Like, she's there like, oh, hey y'all, like I saw that she was here and just wanted to come by and like see what's up with y'all, what y'all doing. Like, and she ends up like going by the concessions and getting like some fucking mozzarella sticks and coming back to talk to us. And we're just looking at her like, girl, are you cool? Like, what, are we missing something? Like, did you not just tell us? Mind you, she told us this shit unprovoked. We did not ask her, oh, did you cut her off? She brought it up to our attention at this point. So we're like confused as fuck. And she's just like while the girl's going to get her like cheese sticks or fries or whatever she went to get, she's just like,
oh, like, I don't know, like maybe she's trying to get me back. Like, I didn't unshare my location yet, so maybe she's like doesn't think that I told y'all yet, because I did tell her that I wasn't telling everybody our business. So maybe she's embarrassed, but she's planning on like pulling me to the side to talk to me. Like, I don't really know, but like I did cut her off.
So I'm like, okay, girl, and we just keep bowling. Like, we're enjoying our time. I'm not about to stress myself out about your situation with this girl. Like, we didn't even care that much to like be told when she got cut off or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't really our top priority to make sure that she cut her off like at a certain time. Like, it didn't matter. So we're just like, all right, girl, like whatever. So we end up keep bowling and whatever. And y'all, they end up being booed up again, like there. Like, they end up being kind of caked and stuff like that. And me and my friends, y'all, I cannot make this shit up. It was funny at this point. We're like all just looking at her like, what is going on here? Like, what, are we being punked? Like, why? Like, girl, it's okay if you're gonna stay with her, as long as you're not in danger, baby. Be with her, but be with her, and like don't tell us you're not with her and then be with her whole time. Like, then you just been making us confused for no reason. So after that night, she ends up telling us like, I don't know, y'all, like maybe I cut her off too soon. I don't really know. Like, I don't really know what I want to do just yet. And then fast forward like a week later, we all get a text in the group chat. She's like, can y'all come over right now, please? Can y'all come over right now, please? She's like, what's the word? She's hysterical. She's like, can y'all please come over? So we end up pulling up over there where she stays, and she's crying and she's like,
she cheated on me again, y'all. I'm super done with her. Like, I cannot do this no more. I told her she had one more chance and one more strike, and I'm like done with her, and I'll level up.
And we're just like comforting her, of course, as friends do. And we're like, well, girl, like, let this be you being done with her for real. Like, let this be a lesson that you shouldn't have went back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what to really say, but we're just like, you want us to spend the night with you? Like, what do you want us to do? Like, she's like, Chesa, can I come over your house? Because I don't know why. Maybe she felt like the girl was gonna come back there. Maybe she didn't want to be there where her memories with her girl was. Maybe she just wanted to change the scenery because she was so sad. I don't really know. But she's like,
I don't really want to sleep here tonight. Can I come to your house?
And I'm like, cool. She knew that I had a big old love seat. Like, she liked to sleep there. She would spend the night there. Once we got the 2-bedroom where she would make a pallet. I did have a blow-up mattress in the closet, so she knows she was welcome there. She could have slept in my bed if she wanted to, but she always just liked to sleep by herself when she came over. So she comes and she ends up spending the night or whatever, and we make food, we take her mind off of it, we're good, right? So fast forward again another couple weeks, she ends up not speaking to her no more. Like, according to us, she's telling us like she's getting over it slowly. It gets to a point where we're going out and stuff, and even though I was still in a relationship, we were still going out. We were still going out and getting lit and stuff like that. Like, we were still outside to a certain extent. So we're going outside and stuff, and it gets to a point where Puppet is hooking up with people. Like, she's dancing on different girls and boys. She's like, you know what I'm saying? We can tell that she's still struggling to get over BS, but like, it gets to a point where it starts to seem like she's truly over her. Like, she literally was like going on dates and the whole nine. So we're like we're somewhere looking like, okay, like we're believing her that she's not talking to her no more, and that's just what it is, right? So after a couple weeks of her like being lit and meeting new people and hooking up with new people and stuff like that, we end up having another girls night, movie night. Maybe it was a birthday sleepover, I don't remember what it was, but we end up having it at my house. So because like I said, we was back in the 2-bedroom or whatever, me and Ella, and then we like decked out the living room, and it might have been like a Valentine's Day girls night sleepover or something like that. Like, I don't know what it was, but it was just all girls again, and it was all of our friends, and we were just over the house, and everybody was kind of like sleeping. Like, there were 2 of Ella's friends slept in Ella's room with her. Like, she had like a big king bed or something like that, I don't know, or either that or they were just all like scrunched up in the bed, or maybe somebody made a pallet on the floor, I don't know. But her friends went and slept in her room once we were all done with the night, and Puppet was gonna sleep in my room, and there were like some girls that slept on the couch and in the like living room area or whatever, right? So we end up having a lit night. We all getting lit, we all playing games, we're all eating, like it's just a girls night, like, y'all know what it is. And Puppet ends up getting lit to the max. Like, she's probably drunker than everybody in there. Like, I'm drunk, everybody's drunk, but she gets to a point where she ends up like kind of blacking out. Mind you, she's in a safe space, she can black out, we're gonna take care of her. I'm pretty sure Ella helped me pick her up and put her in the bed. Her phone was dead. Either her phone was dead or she didn't know where it was, I don't know. But I'm like asking her, I'm trying to put her phone on the charger for her, and she's just like she's like, I don't know where it is. Like, she's talking, she's not like passed out, but she's like, you know, slurring her words. She can't really talk for real, she can't really get up for real, she's nauseous and all that. So I'm like, okay, well, if you don't know where your phone is, like, whenever you wake up, you remember that you need to charge your phone and stuff. Like, I'm about to put you in my bed. So I ended up putting her in my bed so she can sleep in my bed. I remember she likes to sleep alone, so I go and sleep in the living room, and I like close my bedroom door and let her sleep in there. And I don't know where her phone is, I don't even know where my phone is. We all just vibing, we all just chill girls in my house, drunk, about to go to sleep, right? So my mistake, y'all, I end up locking, like, there's a front door to the apartment, and then there was like a little patio back door as well. I end up locking the front door like I always do. Like, even when I was drunk, I never forgot to lock my front door, but I kind of always assumed the back door was just locked. Like, I don't know what it was, I forgot to like lock my back door a lot of the time. But I lived in a fairly safe area, I never had no intruders, and I never had no issues or nothing like that. And y'all,
I had that thing on me anyway.
Amen.
so it was just like, we were just, you know, going to sleep, and it was nothing that I was worried about. So I go to sleep. All of a sudden, y'all, I'll probably say it was probably 3 a.m. because I remember, like, when I heard this, I had my laptop, the laptop I told y'all would always sit on the love seat. I had my laptop around, I didn't know where my phone was, but I like checked what time it was on the MacBook when I heard this, and it was like 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. I just know that it was up there in one of them hours. I'm sleeping, there's like 2 girls in my living room, like on the floor, and one's probably on the like couch with me, and all I hear is,
Hey, hey, hey.
and it don't sound like none of our voices. It didn't necessarily sound like a man's voice, but it was a deep voice just saying,
Hey, hey, hey.
and as soon as I wake up and I look at my computer, it's 3, 4, 5 in the morning, I'm looking around, my back door, patio door is wide open, baby, wide open. It's a cold breeze coming in my house, and I look up and it's BS standing in my living room. Immediately the girls wake up. Mind you, some of the girls got on panties and a t-shirt. Like, we're all girls here sleeping with no men in the house or nothing like that. Some of the girls are exposed. I got my big t-shirt, no shoes on, I mean no pants on. Like, why did you just walk up in my house like that, baby? I don't give a if the back door is unlocked or none of that. So I immediately tee up, like, I like arise from the dead. I am awake. All of a sudden I was just knocked out drunk, and I wake up and I'm like,
What are you doing in my house? What the are you doing in my house?
and she's like,
Whoa, 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 whoa.
and she's like,
Chesa, I've literally been here before. Why are you doing all of that? Like, why are you acting like I'm some stranger?
and I'm like, Y'all, I immediately called her out her name. I'm like,
bitch, get the out of my house. I don't give up if you been here one night, two night, red night, blue night. Get the out of my house. I did not welcome you in my house. How the did you even get in here?
I'm screaming like I am. Y'all, my friends are like, Chesa, calm down. And my friends are also like, what is wrong with you? Like, why are you here? Mind you, shorty ass is knocked out in my bedroom. So I don't know, she probably hearing it, but she's like so out of it. I guess she didn't wake up from the commotion or nothing. So she's just like still laid out in my room, I guess. And BS is like,
well, I know Pup is here. I know Pup is here.
And I'm like, how do you know Pup is here? And she's like,
I got her location. What you mean? That's not how wouldn't I know if she's here?
Peggy, hate when people lie. Do not lie.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's your, didn't she cut you off? And she's like,
what the f are you talking about? Like, get out of our business. Like, where my chat? Where my chat?
And now she's talking disrespectfully. The girl that we met, the BS that we met that was respectful when we was around at first, because obviously like doing the weird when like that I told y'all about wasn't necessarily respectful, but we ain't never hear her talk like no YN. Like this girl is talking like a YN. She's like, where my chat? And I'm like, girl, you need to leave my house before I touch you. So she gets up and like, not gets up, but like she gets closer to me and I'm still laying, like I'm on my love seat, but I like sat up. Because again, I'm like, I don't got no pants on. So I didn't stand up and get in her face like I would have done a regular, but I like sit up and I'm like,
you need to get out of my house before I touch you. And she's like, touch me.
girl, are you feeling froggy because you more masculine than me? You feeling froggy because you a stud?
Girl, come on.
Baby, you could get it too, baby. I get up and like she's like squaring up with me like a nigga. Like I can't even demonstrate how she square up. Like squaring up, y'all, I bet I square up way different than this when I'm like actually getting to it. But let's just say she was squaring up like she was like you know how niggas fight. I'm not starting that. Like what do y'all think this is? So now I get to, and I'm still drunk. Like I know it was like 4 or 5 in the morning, but we were drinking at like 1, 2 in the morning. Like I still have the alcohol in my system, baby. I'm still like, everything is kind of like moving a little bit, and I still whooped her. Like, are you dumb?
Huh?
She like, she's hitting me, like she's punching me in my shit, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. Like she did not get her ass beat, but she didn't win the fight, baby. So we get to tussling, boop, 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 boop. So my friends are pulling this, like multiple of my friends are trying to pull this girl off of me, and I'm just like stealing in her shit. She hits my shit. She pushes me. I'm falling all over my living room at this point with no pants on. I'm like, and we get to fighting. So I guess this wakes Puppet from the dead. Puppet gets up and comes out of my room, and when she sees us fighting, y'all, this girl pulls me off of, what's her name? BS, by my hair. She pulls me like kind of by my hair. She's like,
oh my God, Chesa.
But she pulls me by my hair, and I'm already in fight mode. Like, ho, is you cool? So she pulls me by my hair. She's like, Chesa. So I, boo, I hit her in her. So now I'm fighting her. Like, I'm like damn near getting jumped. This girl is hitting me back. She's swinging back at me. So she and her girlfriend are hitting me. So now my friends are like pulling up. Like, I'm pretty sure one of my friends starts hitting Puppet or hitting one of them. Like, we're all fighting in my living room right now. So I end up saying like, I end up like running to like, I'm like, y'all better get, I'm like,
oh, y'all want to get popped? Y'all in my house and y'all think I won't pop you?
so I end up running. I am a retired crash out. I am a retired crash out. I wasn't gonna pop them, y'all. I probably would have grabbed it and like tried to, you know, instill some fear in their ass. But as soon as I did that, like, they were like, what the is wrong with you? Like, you doing too much. So then I end up like, BS ends up walking out of my house. I don't know if she got spooked or what, but she ends up walking out of my house. And I'm just looking at Puppet. Puppet is still in my house. Like, she's on the floor or whatever. And I'm looking at her. I'm like, you're fucking weird. Like, you're fucking weird. You need to leave with her. Like, you need to go with her. And she's like, nah, like, I haven't even been being with her. And I'm like, girl, you just put your hands on me. She was like, I just didn't want y'all fighting. I'm like, girl, I don't care. You could have pulled your girlfriend by her hair off of me. You could have pulled her by her locks off of me. Why are you pulling me off of her? And why are you using my hair to pull me? Like, that was, no. Like, what did you think was gonna happen? And then when I hit you, you hit me back. Even though I had a right to hit you. Like, girl, is you cool? Like, no, you need to get out of my house. I'm like, this is over with, boo. you go be with that, like, that girl. Like, it's not even about you lying about being with her, but you gave her your location back after telling us she didn't have your location no more. Mind you, we started learning more things about what this girl was doing. Like, she wasn't necessarily handsy with her, but she said that she got a little aggressive with her before. So I always told her, like, and I always been the type of person, y'all, I was gonna make a TikTok about this, but I saw somebody already do it. I am not the friend to come over my house. Like, don't come over my house if you got a bunch of people got your location, or if a bunch of people that I don't know got your location, especially if niggas got your location. Like, I am not the person that, don't be over my house. That's just how I feel. If you got just your closest little homegirls that got your location, your mama, your family, maybe your brother, cool. But if you got your location shared with everybody and their mama, baby, don't come to my house. That's just how I feel. And I told her, like, if you not done with her, let me know. But, like, I do not like how she popped up over there. I don't want her popping up in my house. Like, we already had this conversation. So the fact that that bitch knew you were at my house because you still had locations with her, even though I've been seeing you hook up with other people, and you've been lying to us like you ain't talked to her in weeks, and then she find herself, she has the audacity to walk through my back door. I don't care if it's unlocked or not. I don't care. You breaking in my house at that point. You coming in my house without me knowing, without me welcoming you in my house, is breaking an entry. I could have called the law on your ass. I decided to, you know what I'm saying, I decided to press charges on your face with my fist. But it's like, baby, like, what the is wrong with y'all bitches? Like, what? So I was like, I'm not even trying to fight you again, but if you don't leave with her, I don't care if you leave with her, I don't care if you go with her or not, but you need to get out of my house before I put hands on you again. And she's just like, what the, Chesa, like, you bitch. And she starts talking her shit, y'all. And my homegirls are all kind of like taking the back seat, because I don't need no like audience. I don't need no, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, maybe if I was getting done up, like when I was damn near getting jumped by them, that's when they jump in. But they didn't need to say nothing to her. They wasn't even like that close with her. They were just like, girl, leave, just leave. She's saying to leave, it's her house, just leave. So she ends up leaving or whatever, and I end up blocking that girl. She didn't go to my college or nothing, so I didn't hear nothing else from her after that point. I'm pretty sure that me and my homegirls like went and lurked or whatever and saw that they were booed up on Instagram after that, and she was like throwing slugs at me and stuff like that. And it's like, girl, how you throwing slugs at me for being a supportive friend of your relationship, even when that girl was dogging you and stuff? Because, you know, like I said, I don't judge relationships like that, because I done been through my own situation, not with cheating, but like I done dealt with my own situation. So it's like, girl, I brought community to you when you needed it. I helped you out when you needed it. I let you come stay with me when you needed to. I spoke life into you, and you put me in a dangerous situation. Like, that girl could have walked in my house and done anything. Yes, I should have locked my door, but it's like, it's just it be the principle. Sometimes you be fighting over the principle, like I said, in respect. And I was not gonna put hands on Puppet just over BS breaking in my house. If she would have never grabbed me by my hair to get me off of her girlfriend, it's giving like you're choosing your girlfriend over your friend when you really shouldn't be choosing your girlfriend. I'm not even trying to have you choose either one, but this situation should not even be happening, baby. If you would have like told your girl, like screamed at her to get out, or like, you know what I'm saying, been on the right side of things when that went down, I wouldn't have put hands on you. I wouldn't even have cut you off. I would have just been like, okay, if you're gonna keep with her, you need to not come over here if you have locations. Like, we can hang out, just not at my house, because I'm not like, you know what I'm saying? But it was the fact that you decided to grab me by my hair like that shit was cute in front of your girl and try to get me up off of her, instead of just simply staying out of it, or getting her off of me, or pulling me by my arms or something. Like, it was the way she grabbed my hair like you wanted to fight. Like, nah. And yeah, y'all, that's the end of this story time. I hope you guys enjoyed. That was crazy. I have even crazier coming. And like, when I get down to like my last physical fights, I have still hella crazy situations to tell y'all about, like cheating and a bunch of stuff that don't involve fights. But I'm not even almost done with the fight situations. Like, when I was, especially from when I was young, y'all. But I guess that's better for y'all, right? I love you guys so much. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Comment other videos that you guys want to see from me. Turn on the post notification bell so you never miss when I post a video. Follow me on all my social medias that are in the link tree in the description box below. I hope you guys go into 2025 with a little bit less of a heavy heart than you had if you did have a heavy heart. And I hope you guys are making goals. Don't beat yourself up if you didn't do everything you wanted to do this year, because baby, time isn't even real for real, and we have time to get better always. And I still have improvements to make too, so you're not alone with that. And baby, we're gonna do it big this 2025. You can expect way more consistency. I feel like I've been giving y'all a little touch of more consistency than usual. There is much more where that came from. I will be prioritizing consistency, new content as well. I'm gonna be doing ASMR videos, like longer little, but it's not gonna just be regular like eating ASMR. It's gonna be like ASMR with my cute bags. I have a lot of like statement bags where I'm gonna show y'all what's in my bag, and maybe like what's in my makeup case, stuff like that, where I give you guys little taps and stuff, and you guys can give me feedback if y'all want me to do the video a different way. I'm gonna be doing mukbangs, cooking videos, challenges, think pieces. I'm gonna be making videos of my opinions on things that are like being talked about, just all of that stuff, and of course still story times and vlogs. So definitely stay tuned, and I love you guys so much, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye.